Hello everyone and welcome to CCR TV. My name is Shamiro and you are watching the CCR TV interview. Goa, my friends, is not just a state. It's an emotion, a legacy. It's our identity. All this while, Goans didn't actually comprehend the kind of destruction that was taking place. But today, many of them are beginning to realize and ask hard questions. Who is really fighting for Goa? Is Goa being protected or slowly being negotiated? Our guest for today is an extremely prominent one. He needs no introduction, for I don't think there is any Goan voter who does not know him, because he definitely is not a silent spectator, especially in Goan politics. He has been called a strategic thinker, an articulate debater, a kingmaker, and some even call him a deal maker. That's because he has shaped governments in the past without actually leading them. He has claimed to put Goa first, even when power came at a price. Today, we go beyond slogans. There are no rehearsed questions, no political cushioning. This is about our land, our identity, our youth, and most of all, our future. Joining us today is none other than Mr. Vijai Sardesai, an ex-minister, present legislator, and president of the Goa Forward Party. Welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Goa Forward proudly says Goa first. What exactly does that mean in policy terms? I'm not talking about slogans.
It means prioritization of the interests of the sons of the soil. In 1967, we had very categorically and comprehensively finished the debate of a merger. So basically, we had voted for our identity, to maintain our unique identity. From then onwards, from the time of our liberation till date, we feel we have only changed from being a Portuguese colony now to be a colony of Delhi. In 67, we didn't want to be a colony of Maharashtra. But slowly and surely, we are getting converted into a colony of Delhi. So this colonization by Delhi has to be fought. And it is for this purpose that our party goes by the motto of Goinkar Bon. We are very clear that we are not willing to talk about the country. We are only centered on Goa. And therefore, we believe that the prioritization of the interests of the sons of the soil has to be a priority in politics.
Do you believe Goa's identity is genuinely under threat, or is it a politically overhyped?
No, it is 100% under threat. You see, in Goa, we have got a high per capita income, per capita education parameters, but we don't have jobs. We are the second highest unemployed state in the country. So if brand Goa sells, if people are from other places are coming to Goa to make money, why are our people having to migrate outside Goa? My issue with the government is that if brand Goa is selling, if brand Goa is a successful brand, then the beneficiaries of that brand Goa should be the sons of the soil. If the beneficiaries are outsiders, and if you are not able to legislatively or through administration protect the interests of the sons of the soil when it comes to land, when it comes to culture, identity as a whole, and also jobs, then what use is the fight for?
Very true. But tell me one thing, as a seasoned politician, what concrete steps have you taken beyond speeches and Goinkar Pond to protect Goinkar Pond, rather?
See, there is a thing when our party was formed exactly 10 years ago in 2016. Immediately after the party was formed, we contested 4 seats, won 3 seats, and entered into government. Now, when we entered into government, I tried to bring everywhere this centralization of the Goinkar Pond into the state's play, including making the then chief minister say that this is not a BJP government but a government of Goinkar Pond, where our identity, including honoring the opinion poll, recognizing it for the first time then, getting the coconut as a state tree, a tree that was made into grass by the same government. So, we tried to somehow change a few things. Now, where we have not been able to do much was because Parrikar got cancer and then everything fizzled out. Very quickly he was off and we are out of the government. So then creating policies which would actually translate into action remained halfway. We went on to even, we talk about land. See, we talk about land. I was the first minister to bring a rule called 49.6 in the entire town planning department. 49.6 is NOC for sale.
Okay.
That you can only get an NOC for sale for any sale date only if your land is settlement zone. So in other words, if you have got an agriculture land which you are selling to subdivide it for settlement purposes, which is what the activists then and now are protesting, it couldn't have been done because you wouldn't get the NOC under 49.6. This was even welcomed by Cloud Alvarez then. But many times our activists, do not show grateful attitude. They demand something. If it is done, they say it should have been done. They wouldn't recognize it that okay, this has been done. This is as per our demand. We had a issue of Rahija in Carmona. It was an issue where successive ministers only milked the Rahija cow. When I came in, I scrapped that project on the demands of activists, but nobody recognized it at that time. Maybe because it was not expected that I would support a BJP-led government. So I was the favorite whipping boy, and I was the target of many people who said that it was a volte-face, it was political opportunism to support the BJP. So things that were done as a matter of policy were not recognized, and things that were unpopular, like the 16B, started getting accentuated much beyond the reasons why it was done. In 16B, which is case-to-case change in the regional plan, which I had brought in, I have done only 32 cases, in which 19 cases were of institutions, which included churches, temples, even masjids. So 19 cases being institutional out of the 32, and maybe 3 or 4 cases which were big matters where hotels were required to be done in the neighborhood of Mopa, because Mopa was then a reality. And when you have an airport, you need hotels next to an airport, especially when you are trying to make an international airport. Now you would say, why did you not do a regional plan? Fact was, it was in 2017. The 2021 regional plan, which we had notified, had 4 years of horizon period to be complete.
Okay.
So we couldn't go and kill that plan in advance. But today the situation is different. After I was out of power, the horizon period of the regional plan is over. So it has outlived its shelf life, its utility. So now they could certainly go for a new regional plan.
But they're not going.
But they're not going because they don't want to take the trouble of doing it. See, whatever you may say about the regional plan 2021, it was a fact that Charles Correa did the entire rope, the entire consultative process that is required to be done was done by the then government for a period of 5 years. Everybody may have, everything what the people wanted may have not happened, but much of it was after consultation and it was as per the act. The Town and Country Planning Act manifests or demands that you frame a regional plan once in 10 years by a consultative process, which means going to the Gram Sabha, having consultation with the people, seeing whether the infrastructure suffices for large development. Basically, today infrastructure would be roads, water, electricity, and fiber optic cable.
True. Let's come to the regional parties now.
Yeah.
Many critics say regional parties give talks of saving Goa, but their members, it might be not your party, but their members often compromise when power and perhaps even money is on the table. How are you and your party different?
See, there are two things. I understand that regional parties get the vote bank of principally the Congress party, which from many years after its contribution to Goa statehood, first the opinion poll, then Goa statehood, then the language agitation, has been recognized as a centrist party by most Goans, especially by the minority community. So when you form a regional party and you're targeting the same vote bank, you are seen to be a vote splitter. I am wary of this and I am conscious of this sentiment. Respecting that sentiment, I have had an alliance with the Congress, which I have been true to. Now, you'll say what happened in 2017. I was not having an alliance with the Congress. Though it was expected that I should support the Congress because I was a voice in the opposition. The Congress didn't have an alliance with me. They fielded a candidate against me. They fielded a candidate against all our 4 candidates.
In your constituency also?
In my constituency also. There was a guy called Joseph Silva who was fielded against me. In spite of the Congress having had a deal with me for a pre-poll alliance for 3 seats. I was demanding 4. But certainly my seat they didn't want to contest. After an assurance
So how can you call it an alliance?
At that, there was no alliance in 17. What happened was in 22 we are having an alliance. And I am true to that alliance from then. We have had an alliance in 22.
Tell me one thing. You have often been called the kingmaker. Is that a badge of honor or a political limitation because you helped form the government but never led them?
I could not lead a government without defecting. I could only help form a government. I could help the Congress form a government, or I could help the BJP form a government. The Congress at that time was indecisive. Secondly, wanted to keep me out also. I have enough reason to believe that they were trying to split other political parties, but keep the Goa Forward out in 17, which is what led me to, quickly go to Parrikar. Means choose Parrikar as an option.
They were trying to keep you out.
100% they were trying to keep me out.
Why is that?
I don't know why. There was a certain, bad blood between me and a section of the Congress leadership then, who wanted me out. There was a statement that had come in the Herald 2 days before the result, attributed to the then Congress president, who said that I am willing to even have an alliance with Velinkar's party,
I see.
but not the Goa Forward. So it was plain and clear, and it was very much.
Convince me.
Yeah.
Has Goa Forward ever compromised principles for political leverage?
See, the principle of the compromise could be the way people see it. They see politics is about power. So why did you join hands with the BJP to come into power? This could be seen as a compromise.
Because many Goans have not forgotten your role in helping the BJP to form a government.
That's what I'm reminding the Goans. See, I'm not running away from it. I'm not hiding from it. But I'm telling you, this could be seen as a compromise.
But now you kind of you regret it and openly oppose it.
Yeah.
Was that a big mistake?
No.
And how? And if so, why should Goans believe that it will not be repeated again?
Yeah. See, the thing is, in 2017, we supported the BJP to form the government. In 2019, we were shunted out. In 2022, there was an election. That election, we went in alliance with the Congress. And from 22 to 27, which is the period now, we are with the Congress and we have remained true to the Congress. In 22, I had an option. When BJP was 20 and I was 1, and they needed 21 for a full majority. I had also request or an offer that you merge your party in the BJP and become the minister that you had the similar portfolio. I did not accept it at that time. So then
you actually got an offer for a merger.
100% I got an offer for a merger. Because they wanted 20 plus 121, they wanted a full majority.
Was it for monetary gains or?
No, it was for power.
Power.
It was to get the portfolios that you want and all that. But I said no. I said I've got a pre-poll commitment with the Congress party and I'm going to fulfill that commitment till the end of the term. So that is what I keep repeating, that I am tied to the Congress till 27. And what you will say is what is after 27 or after the next election. So, nobody can predict what it is. And every political party has its own, priorities.
And last time they jumped.
They jumped. I could have jumped. I told you I could have jumped and I have not jumped. They are talking about they getting offers and all that. I was just a one-man party.
Mm.
The merger was an easy thing for me.
Yeah.
And I am also the president of the party.
Yeah.
So there was organization as well as
Your
legislative
decision.
wing with me.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it. So I think that I have, that way in this term, I have fulfilled, or I have sort of taken a self-inflicted punishment for what I have done in 17.
I have seen you lead agitations with a very weak opposition as of now, and also feel frustrated about it. Do you think we actually have a genuine opposition in Goa, or the one that exists is just a political eyewash?
See, I'm part of that opposition, so to comment on that is
Yeah.
not a correct thing. It is like me trying to bring my partners or fellow
Future partners.
travelers down. So I would not want to do it. But there is certainly one thing that we could have done a better job. We could have done a better job. We haven't done it. We can't run away from this reality.
true.
The opposition many a times is stage managed. It is like
Who does the stage management?
See,
They
it-
themselves, or
No, it is in cahoots with the ruling party.
Hmm.
The ruling party is today in a very, very strange and unique equation that the ruling party is almost controlling all the political parties other than mine. I am the only person who does not have a direct relationship with the chief minister's house. Many other parties have that relationship, and they are in. Their members are.
The rumors are there, and sometimes it is almost clear that something like this is happening.
Yeah.
Tell me, what is your take on political alliance in the forthcoming assembly elections?
See, there are two ways of looking at it. These alliances should be done to win. These alliances can't be done at the last minute.
Yeah.
And if they are done at the last minute, there's no use having that alliance at all. I'll give you the example of the recent Zilla Parishad elections. So we had an alliance with the Congress party. And in some places where we couldn't come to understanding, we said that we introduced the concept of a friendly fight, which was ridiculed. It's easy to ridicule it, but this is the same concept that the Congress adopted in Bihar with the RJD. So, these are political terms. Although they can be ridiculed, they can be mocked upon. But the fact is that these terms exist in the political
But
lexicon.
I'm talking about the forthcoming one.
So that is what I'm coming to, is that it has to be done well in advance. Secondly, I always...
How much in advance?
Immediately, even now time is running out. Even
Have you
now we are
contacted
late. See, there are behind curtains many things happening. But they have to actually, translate into concrete action. The people should not be blamed later on. I'll tell you the case of Zilla. In Zilla elections, I contested 6 seats. In 2 seats, we had these friendly fights. That is, one in Kolni and one in Morji. In the rest, we were supposed to be allies. But everywhere, we saw that the Congress only contested against us. We won 1 seat of Rai.
That is what I'm saying. When you say you have an alliance,
And then it is not actually, implemented. So it's a sorry situation. And then we cannot blame the people. See, I find that the people need to be blamed sometimes, because a socio-politically conscious populace like Goa, why should it be making a mistake? Why should it not be voting strategically? Why should it not be doing what the Muslims of UP do? The Muslims of UP, they vote strategically. They won't vote for the Samajwadi everywhere. They'll see who's best equipped or in the best position to defeat the BJP.
as per candidate.
As per candidate. And as per party also. They may support the Congress at one place, support the Samajwadi at another place, support the BSP at the third place. Depending upon which candidate is in a better position to defeat the BJP. And en masse, they'll transfer all their votes to that candidate. So if they could do that,
Why not?
why don't we do it here? Because we also have to understand that the Catholic population of Goa is diminishing. What was once 23% is now 20%. If you have a proper census, you will find that that is also gone down.
Yeah.
Now, then there is this SIR which is happening, which is basically about disfranchisement of the minority voters who don't normally vote for the BJP.
Yeah.
That's what is happening, and they would target the Catholics and the Muslims. So in such a difficult situation, it is but natural that you have to intelligently vote. Now, to intelligently vote, it is also our duty to give them an option much in advance.
Correct.
That this is what we have. Let us presume we choose a particular candidate for a particular constituency and have an alliance, and we declare that candidate well in advance. We will have a rebellion immediately. Let us have it. I'm of the thinking that we should declare candidates well in advance. And if whoever wants to leave the party or revolt or have a rebellion, do it.
But then don't you think that we all should actually
We
get
should-
it going?
Yeah, we should get it going, but the political realities are
This
very
is what I'm
complex.
hearing for the first time, that you all should have it well in advance, and which makes logical sense.
Sense, yeah, because people have a time to choose. No? Let us presume we have an alliance, and a seat is allotted to the Goa Forward Party, because an alliance with the Congress and the Goa Forward exists. I'm not saying that the alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party exists at the moment, or RG does not exist at the moment. Let us presume that a candidate fielded by the Goa Forward is not a worthy candidate, is a bad candidate. Then those people who are traditionally our voters, traditionally means what? The same people who in 1967 voted against merger. Because these guys who are ruling now somehow ridicule the opinion poll. You have to fight to even recognize the opinion poll.
Which
The
is
only
sad.
referendum in modern Indian history.
Yeah.
So which means mergerists are now ruling. So the anti-mergerists of the 1967 is that vote bank, is that social engineering platform that should be voting against the BJP now. Now, let us presume I represent that vote bank and my candidate is not a good candidate. Let's say he doesn't have a good track record. Socially, status is not good, criminal or something like that. People can always have the choice to vote for somebody else.
Sure.
So that choice, why should we not give the people well in advance, is my question. Many a times in politics, so you have high ideals, big things, and you last minute compromise under the guise of winnability.
Yeah.
Now, it is also a fact that you have to have winnable candidates, because politics is about power.
Yeah.
And when you fight BJP, you have to be as crooked as them to defeat them.
Yeah.
So if they are going to split our votes by bringing new parties, political parties, to divide, then we have to also
Is
do
it
enough.
happening in Goa?
100% it has happened last time. 100% a new political party out of nowhere came in, took the votes. Another political party took 11% votes. And we have seen that 7 Congress candidates have lost because of that political party.
So you are stating that the
Why
ruling
do you think
party-
I am not expanding my party? Because I fear that I will also be bracketed in the same status, that Vijay wants to grow, which means he wants to divide the opposition, split the secular or the non-BJP vote, and get the BJP in by default. This can be an accusation that can be pointed to me. That I can be targeted, say, for having done this, which is why I take a back foot and accept Congress as a senior partner. Although the Congress at the moment is made up of juniors. The legislative party is made up of first-timers. The organization is also quite, many greenhorns. It is a fact, because we cannot hide from this reality. But still, I accept them to be the big brother in the alliance. Only because I don't want to be identified as a vote splitter. So it doesn't mean I don't have the traction to contest all the seats in Goa. But I should not contest all the seats, because contesting all the seats means splitting votes, which are traditional votes, which is what the Aam Aadmi Party experienced in this Zilla election.
Aam Aadmi Party president was in the same seat some time back. He said this time we are not only going to have an alliance, but they will want to lead the alliance. So I asked
That's
him,
all right. That's see, whether you want to lead an alliance, you have to be accepted to lead an alliance. The Aam Aadmi Party in Goa has never been the flag bearer of any non-BJP formation. Number one. Number two, the role of the other opposition parties, like the Congress, cannot be just rubbed under the carpet. It is a fact that the Congress has got 20% of the polled vote. It goes to them.
How
Somehow
much-
there are people.
How much of an ambition does Vijay Sardesai have of someday becoming the Chief Minister of Goa?
So see, I believe that.
I'm speaking more because some days back you made a comment.
Yeah, no, it is because if Pramod Sawant can become the chief minister,
Why not you?
and I am senior to him, even in the cabinet when I was in the cabinet, he was not in the cabinet. He has from the speaker become a chief minister.
Yeah.
So I have more administrative experience than him. I also see how Goa is going to the dogs, how it is being sold. How there is a fast track sale of Goa. Every asset of the government is being sold. Now it is sold in the name of privatization, in the name of nationalization,
This guy
in the
sitting
name
various
of PPP.
Yeah.
So several things. Basically, your assets are being sold. Your family silver is being sold. Junta house is sold. Circuit house is sold. Just see where in Panjim, the main buildings built by Bahusaheb Banurkar have been already sold under the guise of PPP. So it is being sold to whom? Entire coastal area, tourism properties have been given under privatization. So what is the government doing? There is a famous saying that government should not be in the business of business. Then why did you acquire people's lands for a pittance? You acquired it for 5 rupees and you're giving it out now to somebody else. And that somebody else is not a Goan.
Happened in Vasco.
I feel that it's all right if it was a Goan. If you had created a segment of, let's say, getting money from abroad, saying Goan, the diaspora would contribute towards development in Goa and they would be recognized. Why is the government of Goa, which is talking about a double engine sarkar, not talking about dual citizenship? What is wrong about dual citizenship? No, what is wrong about it? It is not being anti-national. See, dual citizenship is a way of actually translating the diaspora strength into building your state.
Yeah, because that finally
They will come back. They want to come back.
But now
If they
what is
want-
happening is like they have no option but to opt for the other one because it's better.
Yeah,
in the
because
European
because
country.
of the prospect.
Yeah.
Because of the prospect. So now let's bring it in reverse gear and check whether liberating Goa in 1961 and not in 1947 was beneficial to Goans or what not. In a way, it is because of that that Portuguese passport provision. Many Goans have found their next generation have got better schooling facilities through the EU or going to England. So that, in a way, if you look at it from the way of trying to empower the citizen, it has been a benefit for Goans.
But I have seen good people enter politics, but somehow end up betraying the same principles they fought the elections on. Why do you think this happens?
See, politics is the art of the possible. First thing, we should not be too idealistic to expect that everyone will be a Jesus Christ. It will not be like that. There is an ideal politician is somebody who should not go after power, is what the people expect. But at the same time, the same people want you to come to power and take the benefits of that power for yourself. Now, for example,
And then it rubs on.
now you take my case. I don't have to be in power to survive. I don't have to be in politics also to survive. I'm well-to-do. I've got only one daughter who's well-educated, who's abroad. So I don't actually depend on the government, or I don't have any business to empower myself or enrich myself by being in politics. But if I'm in politics, I have to be in power to help my people, to implement policies which are part of my manifesto, which cannot be done by being in the opposition. Now, what I'm doing in the opposition is I'm fighting for them. I'm exposing the government. And sometimes the government is also conceding to many things I say. And that's how development is ushered in Fatorda, in a way that is different than even the ruling constituency, that sometimes more than the ruling constituency. But I've always made it clear that I do not take a commission out of any development, any road, any building, any fiber optic cable, or you say sewerage. I have never taken a cup of tea from any contractor for the last 14 years that I'm there as a legislator. And I keep repeating this. And Goa is a very small place. If you have taken even a rupee from someone, that guy will be going to the tower and then saying that I gave him a rupee.
That's true.
That does not mean that somebody who comes with bananas grown in his farm or some gaton. I am not saying that I have not accepted that, because not accepting it is also an insult to that person. So this sagwad,
You've not asked him.
You've not asked him, but to refuse that means like to show him his place, which is not seem to be going upon. So I may have accepted those things, but I have never accepted a bribe from any contractor or anybody in the last 14 years. Yet I have done development in my constituency. Now, why would this Fatarda model not become the Goa model? Is a question many of my neighboring constituencies ask, which makes me come to the basic moot point of having a party that can grow, whose decisions are taken in Goa, who don't have to be standing in a queue to get an approval from Delhi, and where the prioritization of the interest of the sons of the soil becomes the focal point of the policies that are being adopted in Goa.
With or without alliance, if Goa Forward gets power to lead for 5 years, what would you change that hasn't been done for decades?
First thing is that the Goan would be proud to say that he's a Goan. He would be his interests would be prioritized. How do we do that? First thing, one is about preserving Goa. Second is about progress also has to be there. See, in migration, when it happens, sociologically it seems to be a trend that whenever people come to a particular area, it means there is growth in that area. Now, Goans go to London. It means there is growth and progress in London, which is why we are going there. In olden times, we used to go to Bombay. There was opportunity. So, Goa should be a place of opportunity. But that opportunity should first accrue to the son of the soil. Now, secondly, the development in Goa. We are inviting people in. You have huge pollution in Delhi. The AQI is reaching, intolerable levels.
The aids are coming here
and they are coming here and they are
it looks
second
like the
homes.
pollution is following them here.
Yes, and that pollution is actually following them here, which I proved in the floor of the house these days. So our AQI is also becoming bad. We are also having smog now. We don't have the fog. So, that dough cannot be seen. It's smog. It is mixed with pollution. Now, what are we doing? We are allowing them to have second homes. Now, these second homes will create an old age community in Goa in the next 15-20 years. One fine day we'll find a similar thing that has happened to many places in Italy, where our younger generation doesn't exist. And all old people, we are an old age home. Entire Goa will become an old age home. So what should be the focus of our development? That you have hotels. You welcome. Atiti Deva Bhava is what we say. So the guest is God, the tourist is God. Fine. You come and you go. Don't stay there.
But this kind of a strategy has not been...
No, so it has to be implemented as part of
because
policy.
In Italy, they are facing a big problem.
I've been to Verona. I saw a place where Punjabis from India have taken over the dairy business. Because the youngsters have all gone to America. There are only old people around. The beauty is there. And this is in Tuscany. Tuscany, which is supposed to be one of the most beautiful places to live in the world, is facing this problem that there is no youth, because the youth have gone for better prospects abroad. Exactly the same scenario we can see in Goa. Now, you see places, land is the only resource which we do not manufacture. So, using optimum utilization of that land in a way that it brings progress, it brings money, and that money goes to the son of the soil is what our policy should be. So, I am not a votary of saying conserve Goa in a way that we don't want casinos, we don't want hotels, we don't want this. It cannot be like that. See, whatever model we have in Goa, we shouldn't try to undo it in such a way that some other state adopts that model and we miss the bus. Like we missed the bus in IT. I hear the IT minister of Goa, Rohan Khauté, many times say that we don't want to become Bangalore. I don't understand what is wrong with Bangalore. Bangalore is supposed to be a very, very progressive place. Bangalore is a place where so much of foreign exchange is evolved. that there is a term in Silicon Valley in California that I Bangalored it. It's become a verb.
Yeah.
So Bangalore is a sign of growth in the IT sector. We could have been that because we are more cosmopolitan. Our youth speak better English
Yes.
than the Kannadigas.
That's true.
But we missed the bus because we didn't have people who had foresight. We had land brokers as chief ministers.
Well, we had something called electronic city, but
Yeah,
not
this
much
is-
of electronics.
This is all about
It's more
acquiring
become-
land,
it's
acquiring land, holding it under the Industrial Development Corporation.
because it's become more like a pharmaceutical city more than
Same
the
thing.
electronic
Now
city.
you talk about pharmaceuticals. We've got a good pharmaceutical industry in Goa. How many of them employ Goans?
Yeah, that's true.
Why is the private sector not being forced to have 80% compulsory employment? I moved a bill for it.
The rule is there, I thought.
There is a rule, but it's not implemented. The Labor and Employment Minister always tells me, I keep putting these questions. Why are they having interviews outside the state? Because the manager there happens to be, let's say, from Sawantwadi. He gets his entire village here, and all of them are then, going to those restaurants having vada pav in the evening, which we see in Sipla, the case of Sipla. Thousands of people staying in Fatorda in rented premises. None of them are voters. We are taking their garbage. We are seeing that their food habits also have changed there. But none of these people are locals. We could have given the same jobs to locals.
Yeah. Let me ask you a very personal question. Well, I have not been to your house, but have often heard that during Ganesh Chaturthi you put up a pandal for Ganpati, and likewise you also put up a sizable crib for Christmas.
Yeah.
Is it because of your upbringing, or you want to put your constituents' mind at ease and show that you are secular?
The fact is, I am patently secular. Number one, I was born in Argentina, where I had a padrine, a godfather. So my sisters were born in Portugal. So and being secular is natural for a Goan. That is number one.
So it's basically coming from your...
Yes, it's coming from my upbringing. That is one thing. But second is that my voters also are people, like the minority community votes for me. They've got me elected. I am what I am because of them.
Yeah.
So I have to recognize that their festival is my festival also. I have been observing Lent for the last at least 30 years or so.
I see.
So I'm on Ash Wednesday. I also organize the biggest carnival in the state of Goa without government support. Dot 12 o'clock on Ash Wednesday, we stop the dance and I make the announcement that I myself am a, observe Lent. So let's finish it there. And people also respect
They'll
it.
respect, definitely.
So some things are, natural. It's not to put on a show, but celebrating a festival of a person, of people from not your faith, is a way of telling the people that you are welcome, and we are part of each other. I think that's good enough.
Many Goans are scared of being pushed out of their own villages, and land prices so beyond Goans' reach, and outsiders seems to be dominating ownership there. As a Goan leader, how do you plan to protect locals from becoming landless spectators in their own state?
See, there is a legislative solution to this. The legislative solution is exactly what happens in places like Vancouver. My daughter stays in Vancouver. And there is a huge migration of Chinese people in Canada now. There are people who are coming there because of education. They're coming there because of better prospects. How do they protect the land from not going into their hands? It's by certain taxation measures. Basically, taxing speculation. I have this as a part of a strategy, and I would implement it if I become the ruling party in the next election. If I say too many things now, the BJP will also announce that they want to
Counter it.
So I want to keep a little part of it for myself. But I can tell you one thing for sure. Goan land prices are not going to come down. But Goan land prices can go so high that they will become unaffordable to the outsider. This is what I can do. But the local can be still supported. There are legislative mechanisms, practices where you can protect the interest of the local, and yet see that brand Goa does not fail.
Earlier, you also accepted the fact that the Goan generation is leaving the state for dignity and for jobs. Does Goa Forward have a plan for employment beyond government jobs?
So 100% beyond government jobs is the only factor. Government jobs you can never be dependent on, because if you see the percentage of employment per 100 people in Goa as compared to the rest of the country, we are very high. So we cannot create more government jobs, number one. Government jobs, and secondly, government jobs are being sold at the moment. There is
What is the
cash flow.
alternative?
So you have to make a strong private sector. You have to get into IT. You will have to get beneficiaries of tourism, the entertainment industry. And we talk about nightclubs and nightlife. Tell me how many of this nightlife, how many bands are from Goa? How many restaurants are run by Goans? How direct beneficiaries, how many of them are actual Goans? If they aren't Goans, why do we have that industry in the first place?
Can we do something about it?
100% we can do about it. We can surely do this. And after Birch, I think there is a way in which we can compartmentalize and we can have a complete study of the entire industry and see that we are Ibiza also at the same time. See, this music, I'm not a conservative when it comes to saying that we have to have only this music and not that. No. It is what the people want. The youngsters want a particular thing, they'll go for it.
True.
Now, brand Goa sells. Now, brand Goa sells, we should cater to that. We should cater to that, but control it. Now, I'm not, saying that we should have drugs. No, control the drugs. Have a, mechanism like Singapore, where drugs is impossible. You will get beheaded for trafficking of narcotics. So be strict. Like the Portuguese would whip you, and people would be scared to not break the law. So you have to be strong.
It's basically the implementation that we are
the
lacking.
lack of implementation of rules and the corruption that is coming through, either the collapse of the citizens charter, which is time-bound delivery of services. It has collapsed. Normal things in the government which have to happen, which are having deeming provisions also, are not happening. And people have to pay a bribe for everything. Everything in Goa is put for auction, is the fact at the moment. And if Goans don't awaken and don't see through this, then Goans will get what they deserve. Eventually, you get the government you deserve.
Yeah.
Either way, the people are also responsible for getting a government, a corrupt government, because the people, to some extent, are corrupt or are unable to see that they are being taken for a ride. So, on behalf of those people, I say we have to give them a choice well in advance. Whatever alliance or whatever combination we are trying to get through, we have to give people time to decide. Secondly, no candidate in Goa can win an election without visiting the house of every voter. This is the rule that I have seen myself. And I have also decided the day I get immobilized or I am not in a position to reach every voter, I will leave politics, electoral politics.
It happens in the other states because they're too big. But
Goa I have given a famous example in one of my assembly debates that I went to a housing society which had a 4-floor building without a lift.
Okay.
So I went to one person's house and knocked his door. Didn't come. I 2-3 times, didn't come. So I put that pamphlet inside and came down. There was a group of people who started talking to me and discussing events. By that time, that person came down.
Okay.
And he commented as Vijay Oldalam. He's become a big guy, doesn't come. I said, I had come to your house. He said, what's the use coming like that? You have to come, you have to tell me what you stand for, and so many questions. So he says, come with me again. So I climbed those 4 floors again, went to his house, and started explaining to him what my party stands for and all that. He says, no, I know everything. What would you have, coffee or tea? So I asked him for tea, he gave me tea. He said, have the tea, go, I'll vote for you. But you had to come to my house.
Okay.
He didn't ask me for anything.
That is how to go on.
That is what a Goan is. So you have to go to every house. Without going to every house, you cannot expect to get elected.
I have seen Vijay Sardesai as a brilliant legislator in the opposition. You practically dominate the assembly sessions, but felt was less effective when you were in power. Your comment?
It's not less effective. See, my coming to power was seen to be controversial. It was seen to be a ideological sellout by a few. They expected me to support a Congress government, to support a BJP government against whom I have been fighting for so long. They found was a volte face. This was a complete U-turn, political U-turn, and a sign of opportunism. So when you are branded as an opportunist, even if you do good, you are less likely to be
How much do you regret it?
I regret it. I regret it because it was on the spur of the moment, and I was, a little hot-headed. 10 years ago, I was certainly less patient than what I am today. So I wouldn't jump to anything, even though I have also have the urge to take spontaneous decisions and to, shoot my mouth without giving it twice a thought. But I regret taking the decision at that time. I should have actually stayed out of power, neither Congress nor BJP, and our party would have grown. But the fact that people's expectation was such that we had a 75% strike rate, we had contested 4 seats, we had won 3 seats, we had defeated 2 big BJP ministers, and my people who had won there were first timers. So they wanted to be in power to make a difference.
Okay.
And another thing I regret more than participating in Parrikar's government, Parrikar also had a big name. Parrikar was seen to be a progressive leader. So I don't regret joining Parrikar's government. But I regret not leaving the BJP government after his death, which is what I had suggested to my colleagues then. But they were not willing to, they had got sort of habituated to power by then.
After his death, did they see you as a threat?
It could be, because it's strange that I was removed from the government. But see, you have to either join them or you have to fight them. So they had that option to me. Why don't you join a party? I was of the stand then, and I told their leadership in Delhi also, that it is an ideological block that I have. Because I have supported you when I was not expected to support you. And now if I join you, it will be seen as a sellout. So, that was the stand I took. But,
there is one thing that always intrigues me, and I will ask this as a general question applicable to all political parties. Why does the political party, when in opposition, is always on the side of the people? Like if there is an agitation, they all will be there. But when it comes to the ruling party, they become just the opposite.
No, when you are in the ruling party, the agitation will be against you, but natural.
Yeah.
But if you feel that this agitation is not called for, or if you feel that you have done a mistake, there's nothing wrong in accepting that you have done a mistake. Like
Which is rare.
No, when I was minister for town planning, and we wanted to increase the PDA area in North PDA, and there was a big agitation. And the idea was of the then chairman, who happens to be the minister now. He wanted it increased. I told him, I said, you convince the people what benefit they would get out of this increase. If you are unable to convince them, then I will go by my moral thinking, which is against what you are proposing. So Victoria Fernandez was leading the agitation, and she was in a wheelchair. So she came to see me there. And I knew her, she was a colleague of my uncle, and in the opinion poll also, my uncle Ravindra Kelekar. I went and told her, I said, see, if you believe that I have done wrong. She says that we don't want to keep our place a village. You are trying to make it into a city. So I said, fine. I rescinded everything that we had decided. And I agreed with the protesters, and I made them win. Now, it was seen to be a defeat for me. But I said, I've done a mistake. If I've done a mistake, I might as well, retract and accept that a mistake has been done. So
Because-
there is nothing wrong in accepting that you have done a mistake.
Because mostly the ruling party thinks that the people are wrong and we are right.
No,
Now, what I'm saying is like if the people don't want that particular thing,
Yeah.
why force it on them?
no, you can convince the people. If you can't convince them, then you have to take a step backward, because otherwise it can create social strife. So a good administrator either understands the feeling of the people. So that is why I propose a concept of development by consent, which means everything that you're going to do has to be told to the people. We have in our constituency something called Sunday dialogues. We do it after the mass, 10 o'clock on a Sunday. We call people and we tell them that we are going to do these things in your particular area. So people are well aware what is going to happen there. They sometimes oppose it there and then, or they propose certain different things. They say you don't do it this way, you do it some other way. Now at the moment my constituency is being cut, the roads are being cut for Adani piped gas. Now I have had meetings with the locals and told them, do you want piped gas? If you want it, we might as well cut everything now and see that this piped gas is available as soon as possible. Making provision that the roads will be repaired immediately. So we have a tender for the road repairs. We have told them you cut, bindas, you can cut the roads, no problem. We are facing difficulties of other amenities being cut in the bargain and all that. But we are facing it. We are not saying we don't know what is happening. We very well know what is happening. Piped gas is going to be a necessity in the municipal area.
Yeah,
it's a city, it is going to be required. We might as well have it. So opposition for the sake of opposition is not right.
Correct.
I believe that it's very easy to talk things that we don't want this, we don't want that. But how are we going to economically survive is also an issue. There are bigger challenges. The world order is collapsing. You now see that the might is right formula is being prophesized and is propagated by the biggest powers in the world. They're just going to take you over. So in such times, we have to be so quick, so progressive, and so united in our thought and action that whatever we do, the people are aware what is happening and the people stand to benefit of that happening. If this is convinced to the people, there is no project that will be opposed by the people in the constituency. In what I see in my constituency, not a single project has been opposed, because I have made the people aware of what we are going to do and their opinions have been taken. And as and when that thing happens, maybe it will happen 6 months hence, people are aware what is happening. Even aware of the difficulties that they are going to face as a result of this development coming in.
That's because they've been educated about it.
They've been told. Awareness is there. Awareness is there and they are part of the decision making. See, Sheila Dikshit, when she was the Chief Minister of Delhi, she was called the neighborhood auntie because she had started this thing of empowering the resident welfare associations, in which even the elected representative, the corporator, the councillor, is not as powerful as the resident welfare association. She empowered them. She made them part of the decision making. So, this sort of a symbiotic relationship between the ruler and the ruled one can benefit and can give better administration and can bring the actual Ram Raj, the welfare state, which they talk about. Gandhi's concept of Ram Raj was based on this.
10 years from now, how would you want Goans to remember Vijay Sardesai? As a man who influenced power, or one who stood firm on principles, or for values he refused to compromise on?
See, it all depends upon if I'm going to be in the opposition again. I would become somebody who...
Are you anticipating?
No, I do not know. It's not only in my hands. It's in the hands of Goans eventually. If Goans will get the government they deserve. If they deserve a corrupt communal government like the one we have now, or they require a progressive government which empowers them, which is a very progressive secular thought, which makes Goa, brand Goa, different from the rest of the country. where we are competing internationally, even in education. Like we are bringing new universities. We should bring Ivy League colleges. This private universities bill we had approved, not to get these Gujarati universities here and to make them into manufacturing degrees. It was supposed to be getting the Asia Pacific campuses of the Ivy League here, so that education as an industry, education as a knowledge economy, use education to empower everyone. I've seen this happening, as I tell you, in Vancouver when I used to go to drop my daughter. There's one university, UBC, University of British Columbia, which itself makes the whole place survive. So everybody gains out of this education, and education is a non-polluting industry. It is an empowering industry. So everybody can stand to gain with getting the right things introduced in Goa. There has to be entertainment. There has to be money coming out of tourism, but the locals have to benefit first. And when locals benefit, locals will welcome it. Like you see in South Goa, people welcome hotels, but they don't welcome second homes. It's very clear. They have fear that demographically they will be outnumbered tomorrow if they allow second homes.
Which is true.
Which is true. So you have to have a policy for it. You discourage second homes. You encourage boutique hotels. Now, how are you going to preserve heritage? You allow bed and breakfast without taxation for them. So you may not have the money to, take care of an old aging Uric Silva's mansion. But if, let's say, Taj takes it over and Taj gets an incentive that you will have no state GST applied, they would rather do it. So they will, in a way, protect our heritage, our Indo-Portuguese architecture, which is unique to the state of Goa, will be protected, and brand Goa will improve as a result of private incentivization. So you can even incentivize conservation of forests, of khazans, of our fields by incentivization. I had we had introduced a policy of a policy in which you would development rights would be given to every property. So it was called transfer of development rights, TDR. In this TDR, the town planning department would not have any personal benefit. The minister of that would not be changing zones and taking money. You would be preserving your zone, and you would have a land bank of DRs, development rights. This is a thing that I had put up. Everybody at that time ridiculed me. Even the Congress party said that if you don't own development rights, if there are no development rights for a khazan land or for a forest, how can you assign it one? But there is a county in US which has successfully done this, and which I had put it up as an example. Only Cloud Alvarez had actually welcomed this.
Their village, their town.
Yeah, so by incentive, see, I should be given a benefit to protect my forest. What do I get in return? I should get something in return. So everything has to be incentivized through points, through other financial benefits. And there is, policy, public policy is a very complicated and highly sophisticated science. We don't elect people by seeing their political upbringing. We rather see how much they can give us, or which party is fielding them, or which caste they belong to, or which community they come from. So this is not a science of a progressive democracy. Progressive democracy is like you have a Prime Minister of Canada who is the chairman of the Bank of England during Brexit.
Yeah.
So he's a academic, a person who has been brought here to solve a problem. I was chief guest in the Goa University a few days ago. I told them, I said, people in Kankan are dying or are suffering from kidney diseases. Now you are the temple of education here.
Yeah.
Why does your research not give us solution or identify the cause for this particular issue? Now I've been hearing this for the last 20 years. But why is the Goa University not able to solve a problem of our land, but of Goa. The University of Goa should solve the problem of Goa.
That's true.
So if education cannot solve problem, why do you educate?
Why do
Then
we?
AI is good enough.
I know.
AI is going to replace you in any case.
Which is taking over. Anyway, well, viewers, that was our guest, a firebrand politician, Vijay Sardesai. The political gore of Goa, hate him or like him, you cannot ignore him. He is one of those few guys who I feel can turn tide around. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Vijay Bab, and I really hope your wishes come true and you have all the prosperity and luck required. And I also pray for you and your party to do whatever is best for Goa and Goenkas.
Thank you.